the 2016 Edward R. Murrow Award winner for overall excellence in news. You're watching NBC3 News at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news. First, the big game postponed as the snowstorm shuts down the city of Syracuse. The showdown between SU and UNC Greensboro will not happen tonight. The NIT game is rescheduled for tomorrow night at 7 inside the Dome.
Also just into us minutes ago, another rare closing. Destiny USA closed early due to the snowstorm. It stayed open throughout the day, but just in the last few minutes told NBC3 they shut down at 5 o'clock tonight.
Now we have multiple weather alerts to share with you tonight as this snowstorm continues to slam the Northeast and Central New York.
The system has shifted west, and counties in the southern tier and Central New York are seeing snow pile up at the rate of 2 to 3 inches per hour.
We're tracking how much snow we'll get by the time this storm eases off. The road conditions tonight if you still have to make it home. Right now, many companies have sent workers home early. That was a good idea. Schools mostly canceled for the day, so it's freeing up some space on the roads for the plows to try to catch up.
We have extensive team coverage for you tonight. A slew of reporters across the area. Molly Matat is in Tully right now. She'll join us live there in a moment. Also, our Brett Hall has live coverage from Cicero with a look at the conditions there.
Plus, Justin Page is outside the Carrier Dome where the SU game was canceled, rescheduled. Also, Samantha German looks at how one local school district already used up its snow days.
Let's check in first now with Chief Meteorologist Wayne Mahar with this Weather Authority alert tonight. Wayne?
All right then, Megan, let's update you on that winter storm warning. We're still into a winter storm warning. It is widespread. Parts of eastern New York and certainly southeastern New York, though, have been and still are into a blizzard warning. Here's a look at the map for you. All the counties in dark red, which is basically all of central New York, except maybe far northern New York. That's a winter storm warning, goes through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. So that tells you right there, we're not done yet, certainly. And a blizzard warning across the Hudson Valley down in towards New York City. Here's a look at the storm center itself and along with live triple Doppler radar. Here's a look at the heavy snow. This is the heavy part of the storm, the heavy snow band that we've been talking about for a few days now. This is why right here, this bright yellow area where the heavy snow is, we've been talking about. We have to see exactly where the storm is, because where that band sets up, which we expected would be just to the east and southeast of the city of Syracuse, that's where the heaviest amounts of snow will be. That is exactly what is going on. Here's a look at what's going to happen with this heavy snow band. We're already starting to see, I think already its farthest west extent right in over the city right now and along the 81 corridor. Eventually, that's going to slowly start to pivot north and east of here, and I think it's safe to say that conditions, at least in the immediate Syracuse, Central New York area, will start to ease up a little bit once we get past 11 o'clock and midnight tonight. But for right now, all those areas in bright yellow there, especially Oneida County, eastern parts of Onondaga County, getting walloped right now with heavy, heavy snow. I'll be back to tell you more about how much snow is going to fall. All that's coming up in a few minutes, but take a look outside right now. Stanley Lost Sky Watch overlooking the city, Route 81 from Adirondack Furniture. That is a snowy scene. We have a snowstorm underway here in the city of Syracuse. Lots more coming up.
Wayne, thank you. An alert for you tonight. Right now, travel bans and advisories are in effect for multiple counties throughout central New York. Madison County has declared a state of emergency and says all roads will be closed starting at 6 o'clock tonight until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Cortland County issued a travel ban in effect until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Chenango County has also issued a travel ban until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. A travel ban is also in effect in Tompkins County until further notice.
Those are the bans. In Onondaga County, an advisory. People should avoid unnecessary travel through midnight tonight. That's been extended to tomorrow now. In Seneca County and Cuba County, a travel advisory also in effect until further notice.
Molly Matat continues our live team weather coverage tonight. She's in Tully with more on the conditions there. And Molly, what are you seeing?
Guys, I don't use this term often, but really right here in Tully, it is brutal. Not only has the snowfall picked up, we've been right on the edge of that heavy band that Wayne mentioned for the past hour or so. The wind is whipping and it's taking this grainy snow and blowing it right at us, and it really is not pleasant to be outside. I want to show how much snow this area has gotten. In this parking lot where we are, this snowbank to my left, that's how much snow has fallen today. It is as tall as I am. So in this strip in this parking space, it's safe to say that at least this much snow has fallen. I'm 5'4", and it's at least as tall as me. And I'll tell you, the travel down here on 81 South was rough. It usually takes us about 20 minutes to get to Tully. Today, it took us 40 to 45. We were traveling pretty slowly. Roads were decent on the highways, but the on-ramps are really bad, and it's because the snowfall is picking up. The plows just do not have enough time to get to all of those areas. So really, please heed those travel warnings and advisories that are in effect tonight. If you don't have to go out, you really shouldn't. I will also mention that on our way down here, I think we got passed by maybe 4 or 5 tractor trailers. I think that ban still stands. We have a few of them in the parking lot right now waiting it out here in Tully, and that's a smart idea because we still have quite a bit of snowfall to come for the rest of the evening. For now, reporting in Tully, I'm meteorologist Molly Matat. Back to you.
Yeah, waiting it out is a good idea. Thank you, Molly. Live in one of the areas hit the hardest in central New York. Brett Hall continues our team coverage now. He joins us along Route 31 in Cicero with a look at conditions there. And Brett, it is a tough go, isn't it?
Very much so. We're right here, 31, intersection of Route 11 just behind me, and there is no bare pavement to be seen, and there hasn't been all afternoon. 2 lanes of traffic moving, but once again, you really can't tell which lane you're in, so we've seen a lot of people leaving a lot of weird distances, but that's a good thing because nobody has crashed into anybody as long as we've been here. We have the tape measure out, this untouched area. Let's see what we got here so far. It looks like, I have to go, oh, and I dropped it. See, this is live TV. I didn't prepare for that. 8 inches of snow so far right here in Cicero. Maybe I'll get it better next time. But a lot of people have been coming here. We're standing outside of Byrne Dairy to make sure that they can even see on the roads. It has been very treacherous, I know from experience, driving and keeping the windshield clean, because even if you dust off or scrape off your windshield wipers, they once very quickly again don't really do a good job of keeping that windshield or side windows. They're fogging up, nothing's staying clear. So a lot of people have been coming in here even when they're close to their destination.
That's why I had to pull in. I had to get off. I couldn't see. Luckily, I only got to go to Taft Road, but didn't want to chance it anymore.
I just came from Turning Stone Casino for work, and the roads are bad, but if you take your time, you'll be okay. So.
And right now, the snow has seemed to change to a almost more sleet-like substance. It's pelting you in the side of the face, and it's making the roads very greasy. We just had a woman come into the Byrne Dairy. She had to actually go around to the other entrance because she couldn't get through this grease and slush that hasn't been plowed at all right at the entrance to this convenience store. So travel advisories still in effect here in Onondaga County. Stay home if you do not have to be out on the roads. Reporting live in Onondaga County in Cicero, I'm Brett Hall.
One of those nights, Brett, that even if you've lived here all your life, you do have to be careful.
Yeah, whether it's a ban or advisory, staying home is the way to go.
All right, well, a state of emergency shut down much of New York State today. The state directed all non-essential state employees to stay home. They deployed the National Guard and extra state police patrols as the storm pounded the state.
We have 5,000 pieces of equipment, primarily plows, that have been deployed all across the state. We have about 2,000 National Guard who have been deployed all across the state, and will now be shifting those deployments more towards central New York.
Right now, all tractor trailers are banned from most major highways here in New York State as the snowstorm continues to pound the Northeast. Trucks are banned from the entire 570-mile thruway system from New York City through western New York, which includes Interstates 87 and 90. Tractor trailers are also banned from Interstates 81, 84, 86, and 88.
And take a look at this video from Syracuse. This captured some of the bad driving conditions, including what happened to this bread truck. A Freihofer's delivery truck went off the road and got hung up on the guide rail there just before the state fairgrounds on 690. Crash did not cause any lane closures on the highway, remarkably. No word if anyone was injured, but it gives you an idea how slick it was throughout the day. Now, most of the kids enjoyed a snow day, but one school district in central New York has really used up the limit.
The Skaneateles School District says they built in 5 snow days this year, which they used all last month. And now students will have to make up the day from school. Now at 5, Samantha German has more on what the school district has to do to get back on track.
On a day like today, you can bet schools here in Skaneateles are closed, but it's the number of snow days the school district has already used is why parents are talking.
I think there are days when they could have come, they called it too soon, you know, and I think they should do more of that practice of the hour and the 2-hour delay before they go ahead and just go right to a, you know, canceling school.
I think our district has been wonderful at being proactive and calling snow days the night before so that parents can plan ahead if they have to work. And the roads around outside the village are very hilly. It's a farm country out here, and they're very dangerous when there's even a little bit of snow.
The superintendent of the Skaneateles School District says the calendar has 5 snow days built in, but they were already exhausted in February, so they're required to use available days, including spring break, to make up for missed classes.
I think it's something we can't really dodge. I think the snow is something we can't work around, and that we have to do what we have to do.
Karen Wilmot is a mother of 4. She says she's used to these cancellations, but she feels the district has jumped the gun at times.
Back when my oldest son was in, it was like they always had a surplus, and they would give them that. They would get that back at the end of the year, or make it up on letting them have a 4-day weekend.
Because of this snow day, the district will make it up by having a half day this Friday, which was originally scheduled for a conference day. Reporting in Skaneateles, I'm Samantha German.
Kids never want to have to make up those days.
No, tough call for superintendents, although not today. Today was an obvious one for everybody. Now make sure you tune into Today in Central New York. Tomorrow morning we'll have the latest updates. First thing, school closings or delays. The latest on the forecast with Peter Hall. It all starts at 4 a.m. You can also get those closings and delays right now if you'd like. CNYCentral.com.
We'll continue our coverage of the snowstorm over the next hour and a half. Coming up at 5:30, we're talking live to Onondaga County Executive Joni Mahoney. Her message for drivers tonight. Also at 5:30, a look at how people who went to work today brave the roads. Then at 6, which roads are the first to get plowed and what this means for your ride home tomorrow. Also coming up on NBC3 News at 5 o'clock tonight. Justin. All right, we'll have more from Justin in a moment. Also, cancellations and delays across the board today at Hancock Airport.
We'll be right back with more of this winter storm coverage when we continue. Spectacular video from up above. This is some drone video that was posted via Burst to us here. And look at how this reveals the heavy snow that's coming down in our community today.
And the big story that a lot of drivers, Wayne, have been telling us tonight is the poor visibility, right? So in addition to all the snowfall, just getting home for a lot of folks was really quite treacherous because it was just tough to see the car in front of you.
Yeah. No doubt about that, Wayne. And even as we go out to the weather deck now, this snow is coming down pretty heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's certainly a steady, moderate to heavy snow out here on the deck right now. Just got done a little bit of shoveling out here. You can probably hear they're working the parking lot, so folks can come in and leave during the evening and overnight tonight. But to shovel the weather deck, we got 10 to 11 inches of snow out here on the deck, and obviously, as you can see, it is still a steady, at least moderate to heavy snow right now. Okay, let's get you all the details because we are far from done with this storm. We're going to be snowing for the next couple of days anyway. Here's a look at what's going on right now. Weather alerts for you. All the counties in dark red. That's a winter storm warning, which is up through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. And then the counties out to the east of here in the white, including northern St. Lawrence County. That's a blizzard warning that remains in effect for those areas. Let's get right to the storm timeline so you can plan on what do we have left out of this, okay? Here's what we're looking at. Wind-blown snow tonight. New snowfall, 4 to 8 inches in Syracuse and many parts of central New York. To the east of here, where I think the heavier band of snow that's sort of been over us for the past couple of hours will start to slowly shift further out to the east. Another 6 to 12 inches east of 81, east of Syracuse, overnight tonight. And then lake effect snow and just general wraparound snow behind the storm Wednesday night on into Thursday. So tomorrow night, Thursday, we're going to add on some more snow. We're going to add on another 5 to 10 inches of snow for most of the area. And don't forget, too, blowing and drifting issues, gusty winds, localized whiteouts like we've had today. Here's a look at what's going on live Triple Doppler radar, brought to you by RomanoCars.com. This whole storm, we've been talking about following where that band of the heaviest snow is going to be. We've been saying since Friday, it's going to be out to the east, look to be east and just southeast of Syracuse. That's exactly where it is. Norwich has already got over 2 feet of snow. They're not done yet. All of this right here to the east of Syracuse, east of 81. Right now, city of Syracuse 81, we're on the western fringes of this steadier, heavier snow. But this is a snowfall at least a couple of inches an hour that is ever so slowly going to start to pivot on out to the north and east during the overnight tonight. And then will evolve into some lighter snow behind the storm system, wrap around lighter snow later on tonight through much of the day tomorrow, which will evolve into more in the way of some lake effect snow showers and flurries. So let's put it all together. What are we talking about for snow totals? Here we are. This is a snow total. What we've had already, we got 10, 11 inches out here on the deck and in the city. More than 2 feet in Norwich, much less north and west, but it's going to snow for the next 24 to 48 hours. Here we are. We're going to end up by late in the day Thursday in the red. 15 to 25 inches of snow seems a pretty good bet. In the pink out here, we're talking Shenango County, extreme southeastern parts of Madison County, eastern sections, maybe even Utica, Bonata County. That pink area on up to Old Forge, that's your 20 to 30 inch snowfall mark. Again, everybody in the red right here, that's where you'll end up, I think, a good 15 to 25 inches of snow. Weather and road conditions, obviously, this evening, overnight tonight, going to be very tough. Travel advisories and all that, so be aware of that. Tomorrow morning during the day, we start to slowly back down with that as the snow intensity starts to slowly decrease. Heading into the game tomorrow night, still some lake effect snow showers around, a steady lake effect light snow or snow showers. Temperatures cold and wind chills 0 to 10 above. Here's a look outside, Stanley Law Sky Watch overlooking the city, Route 81 from Adirondack Furniture. Yes, that is Route 81. It is a moderate to heavy snow over Syracuse right now. Don't forget about the Weather Authority app. Check it out. Go to the App Store. Search out CNY Central to download the Weather Authority app. That's the latest from the weather outside.
Great thing about that 81 shot is that people are not out on the highway.
It's a ghost town.
That is safe for everyone tonight. Now, the first round of the NIT game, we'd all look forward to watching it tonight, even if it was from the comfort at home. It's been postponed due to the snowstorm.
Usually 81 would be packed around this time for a big game, but it is not tonight. The Orange will now take on UNC Greensboro tomorrow night at 7. Now at 5, Justin Page live up on the SU Hill at the Carrier Dome with reaction. Justin.
Matt and Megan, it would have been a treacherous drive for the diehard fans who were planning to come to tonight's game. It was a treacherous walk up the stairs to the second level of the Carrier Dome here as the snow continues to fall. Earlier today, I spent some time up here on the hill with workers who were doing everything they could to keep up with the snowfall and get campus ready for a game. Workers cleared snow from the steps to the Carrier Dome, everyone doing their best just to keep up. But the constant snowfall was too much. Syracuse's first-round NIT game against UNC Greensboro will have to wait at least one more day. The NIT tournament does not have nearly the same flair as the big dance, and with students away on spring break and a snowstorm shutting down the city, the diehard fans would likely be the only ones to take a seat inside the Carrier Dome anyway. Diana Hester is the manager at Varsity Pizza, which was eerily quiet for lunch today. She says even before the game was postponed, she didn't expect many people coming in to grab a slice.
I know, but it's just that there's so many roads closed and the surrounding places by us are, you know, highways are closed, planes are delayed, so I'm not expecting a very big crowd.
And we'll see what the crowd is like tomorrow night. Again, tonight's game is rescheduled for tomorrow at 7 p.m., but the snow continues to fall, and it will tomorrow, so I'm told. So we'll see just how things go tomorrow. But with this storm, after Coach Jim Boeheim made his comments, his jabs at the city of Greensboro last week, I'm sure there are some UNC Greensboro fans rolling their eyes at all of this. Reporting live at the Carrier Dome, I'm Justin Page.
Now, giving us a sense of what it would be like if fans were up there.
Yeah, Justin, let us know if you see the Greensboro team and see what they think about this weather. That is something. Taking a look. Thank you. Coming up on NBC 3 News at 5. New York City was prepared for the worst, but did the snowstorm pack the punch they expected in Manhattan? Will they return to normal tonight or tomorrow? The answers in a report from New York City coming up.
I'm not looking forward to driving in this at all.
The morning commute treacherous for many across central New York who had to work today. How they made their way around mounds of snow that just kept piling up. You're watching NBC 3 News at 5. Welcome back to NBC 3 News at 5 o'clock. A massive winter storm continues battering the East Coast as it has all day. Some areas getting 2 feet of snow or even more before it's over.
New York City was hard hit, but the conditions aren't quite as bad there as many had thought. Jay Gray has the latest.
The snow started overnight, a thick blanket covering an area from the mid-Atlantic through the eastern seaboard.
Gotta be safe, you gotta hunker down.
As the white flakes, at times mixed with pellets of ice, continued to pelt the region, daybreak came with a warning from police.
I advise anybody stay home. If possible, stay home. Don't come out unless it's an emergency.
The slick conditions have made it nearly impossible to get around. This car spinning its tires, this snowplow spinning out of control. Crews are trying to clear away what they can, but in many areas they've been unable to keep pace with the storm.
We've seen the snowfall pick up. Most places are now seeing somewhere between 2 and 4 inches per hour.
Places like Albany and Worcester taking the brunt of Mother Nature's attack, while in Manhattan,
the storm in the New York City area is not as bad as anticipated.
But it's not good either. The city will see about 8 inches of snow, half of what was expected. Still, things are a mess here. Snow and ice has pushed people off the normally packed streets and sidewalks. Airports across the region are empty too. More than 6,000 flights have been canceled. The rough conditions leaving millions with a choice.
You can look at it of one or two ways. It's going to be either a nightmare or a lot of fun.
Perspective, perhaps the best tool for dealing with this Arctic blast. Jay Gray, NBC News, New York.
Might as well make it fun.
I was going to say, let's go with the fun. He's got some good perspective. You get through it and then have a good time.
Build a fire in a cozy blanket.
Way to go. Still ahead on NBC3 News at 5:30 tonight. Wayne has the latest.
And we're still into a winter storm warning. We're going to be snowing for the next day or couple of days. We're not done with the snow yet. How much more we're going to add up? We'll tell you all that in a few minutes.
A familiar sight and sound across central New York today. Plow drivers working overtime. How they're helping to keep you and your family safe.
Happening now at 5:30. Multiple flights in and out of Syracuse have been canceled. In fact, nearly all of them. How the snowstorm is impacting air travel for the rest of this week.
Plus, we're keeping an eye on road conditions for you tonight. Our Mary Keeler, you can see she is live on the roads, checking out your evening commute.
New York State's under a state of emergency tonight. We talk with Onondaga County Executive Joni Mahoney about how she's handling this snowstorm.
The 2016 Edward R. Murrow Award winner for overall excellence in news. You're watching NBC3 News at 5:30.
Well, this monster nor'easter is certainly living up to expectations, dumping snow across 8 states, plenty here in central New York. New York State under a state of emergency as this winter storm keeps on churning.
And we have extensive live team coverage for you tonight. We're taking a look at some of the conditions across the state. You're looking at some video from the Binghamton area and in Buffalo, too, where they are getting some of the worst of it here tonight.
And also in Syracuse and western New York, too. Heavy snow on the roads. No unnecessary travel tonight. In fact, generally speaking, if you don't have to be out there for any critical reason, don't go out tonight.
Let's start with our coverage here tonight with Chief Meteorologist Wayne Mahar. He has a look at the conditions for us right now. Wayne?
Okay, here's a look at what's going on. First of all, everybody, you can see by the map here, everybody's still covered by that winter storm warning, and that's going to go right on through tonight, right on in through 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, that winter storm warning. Looking beyond that, well, we're going to find that conditions will start to ease up, but it's still going to snow because the storm snow itself is going to start to work its way on out of here as the storm center itself starts to work on up to off the New England coast and eventually into the Gulf of Maine. But two things going to happen. Something we've also talked about for the past few days. As the storm center itself moves away, we're going to get, number one, some wraparound moisture. Winds around the storm going counterclockwise will wrap around some snow, a lighter type of snow, later on tonight through tomorrow. And as that's happening and the storm slowly moves away, that will eventually transition into more of the wave lake enhanced or lake effect snow, because behind the storm we'll get into a northwest wind coming down off the lake. What does that all mean? It means that we've got some more snow coming up for another 24 to 48 hours. Here's what's going on right now. Live triple Doppler radar brought to you by RomanoCars.com. Here's that heavy band of snow right now. And this is snowfall at least a couple of inches an hour Old Forge right now into the Adirondacks, heading on down to around the Utica-Rome area. A little band of that, a little swipe of that's been into the city of Syracuse in 81 for the past 3 hours. That appears to be now starting to slowly position itself, pivot out to the east and northeast of here. But certainly east of 81, east of Syracuse, going to be a tough going with that's where the most additional snow will fall overnight tonight. So some of the highlights for you. Wind-blown snow tonight. New snow 4 to 8 inches in the immediate Syracuse Central New York area. 6 to 12 inches east of here, like the Mohawk Valley, for instance. Snow, lake effect snow, Wednesday night, and Thursday. That combination that I just told you about, that'll mean another 5 to 10 inches in Syracuse and Central New York. And of course, gusty winds, that means blowing and drifting snow issues. Here's a look outside. Stanley Law Sky Watch overlooking the city. Route 81 from Adirondack Furniture. Not much traffic, as that's the way it should be with the travel issues around the area, but certainly we're still into the thick of it with a moderate snow over the city right now. I'll be back with a whole lot more coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Wayne. Here's a look now at Syracuse's Hancock Airport and all the flights being canceled. There you go. Canceled. The only flight that was coming or going tonight, a Delta flight to Atlanta. That makes some sense, right? I mean, Syracuse can handle that one plane coming in and out, interestingly, and Atlanta can handle it coming in because they're not getting the bad weather that most of us are. We'll see how things go first thing tomorrow morning, whether things start to clear out. You see a couple of flights have not yet been canceled for the morning, but still that could occur over the next few hours. Our Alex Dunbar continues our team coverage tonight with more on how the storm could impact airport travel for days.
50 flights leave Syracuse each day, and by noon it looked like 46 of them would be canceled. Barbara Potter and Catherine Weirs were holding out hope they could make their connecting flight.
Paris. And then Spain.
They're headed to Europe. Everything they will need for a 47-day hiking trip is in their backpacks, so they're ready for any delay that comes along.
Because, yeah, we've got to get to Madrid by May 1st.
The Syracuse airport is open, but Airport Commissioner Christina Callahan says many airlines preemptively canceled flights, hoping to avoid gridlock and long lines.
We have all learned the lessons the hard way when we have thousands of passengers stranded at airports across the country, so they've become very proactive over the last few years.
Today at the Syracuse airport, fortune favors the bold and those flying through Atlanta. In a sea of cancellations, flights to Atlanta were the bright spots. Vincent and Patricia Santino made their way through an unnaturally quiet airport, happy to be on their way home to Florida tonight.
If I'm the last bastion of what optimism looks like, I proudly wear that badge.
Airlines are expected to cancel and delay even more flights tonight and tomorrow if you fly out. Check with your airline before heading to the airport. For now, reporting from Syracuse, I'm Alex Dunbar.
Not a great day to be traveling.
Yeah, but did you hear about their vacation? They're going to Paris and Spain.
Well, that's pretty good.
If they can get there and make the connecting flight. Now, right now, travel bans and advisories have been issued for just about every county in central New York. Madison County, a state of emergency. They say all roads are closed at 6 o'clock tonight, lasting through 6 tomorrow morning. Cortland County, a travel ban in effect till 8 tomorrow morning. Shenango, a travel ban till 6 in the morning. A travel ban also in effect in Tompkins County till further notice. Remember, those counties like Shenango, Tompkins, they've got hit as hard as anyone. In Onondaga County, people should avoid unnecessary travel through midnight tonight. Then they'll take another look. In Seneca County and Cuyahoga County, a travel advisory is in effect until further notice. We have team coverage tonight. Mary Keeler joins us live on the road in central New York with a look at how driving conditions are as we speak. Mary.
Well, Matt, we are about to merge onto 481 South. We have been patrolling the roads for you guys out here, and it is an evening commute, but it is difficult to see other cars. Most have had their flashers on, but we're kind of in a barren area right now that you wouldn't even recognize to be 481 South, but pretty white out conditions here. You can see a couple of those headlights there, but we've been driving around for the past hour, and the roads are slick, but drivers who are out here braving those elements are taking it slow and steady, but that can also lead to slipping and sliding. Now, this video is just from a bit ago, and the snow is really coming down. It's still coming down now, as you could tell. And it's hard to even see street signs and traffic lights at times for speed limits and other things. But drivers we spoke with earlier, they say they're only on the roads because they have to get home from work and into the warmth.
I've been careful, but I almost like went in circles until Ave. It's really bad until.
Rough, treacherous. I just got off from work, and I drove from East Syracuse to here. It took me 25 minutes.
And as you can see here, there aren't many cars out here on our side of the highway, but again, we're on 481 South, and it is just a straight white out here. Not much to see, but again, there's a car going a little bit quick by us. A lot, like I said, are using their flashers, but if you are out here, just be careful and use your judgment, but if you don't have to be, certainly stay home. Live along 481 South, I'm Mary Keeler.
Wow.
That is incredible.
The visibility is just terrible out there tonight, so if you do have to head out, do take it easy.
Yeah, that's Northern Boulevard, the northern part of Onondaga County. Thank you, Mary.
Well, some scary moments for a driver in Rochester this morning. Firefighters rescued a man after his vehicle went through a fence and then down a gorge. Rescue teams found the car at the bottom of the embankment. Using both rope and water rescue teams, firefighters say it took about 25 minutes to rescue the driver.
Well, slick, slippery, snow-covered roads are making for treacherous travel. We just showed it to you on 481 in northern Onondaga County right now.
In Onondaga County, a travel advisory was in effect throughout the day today. In fact, it has now been extended into tomorrow.
Right now, Onondaga County Executive Joni Mahoney joins us live on the phone. And County Executive, explain to us what goes into making that decision. I mean, tonight it's pretty obvious, isn't it? You should not be out on the road.
That's right. Hi, Matt and Megan. Thank you for getting the word out to people. There's actually more to it than you might guess, and I have heard that a lot of the surrounding counties have outright banned traffic, and I just want to explain to people what's gone into our thinking. People have been very cooperative. We've asked people to stay off the road, and for the most part they are, so we're continuing to do it that way. If we trigger a ban, then we have to deploy public safety personnel into enforcing the ban. So we'd rather continue to do it this way, ask people to continue to cooperate, and we've extended it through 5 o'clock tomorrow. The other thing people should know is we've had 80 plow drivers out for the entire day, but they have to, by law, now take a break, and we'll only have 16 working overnight. So the snow is likely to get ahead of us again. And when we get to full force in the morning, we're hoping, again, that we have clear roads. And to help with that, Onondaga County is doing essential services only again tomorrow. And we're encouraging people to stay off the road one more day.
Joni, we saw a live picture from our Mary Keeler, who is out driving around on the highways of central New York. The visibility out there is terrible. What kinds of reports are you getting from your folks tonight about the travel out there and how people are driving in it?
It's the snow. It takes us about 2 hours to get a whole loop of the county roads done, and by the time we get back, they're snow covered. As I said, the traffic volume is light, which has been good, but the thing people ought to know is that the wind is forecast to really kick up, and it's going to result in drifting snow, and that drifting snow is another issue for people. So it is treacherous, and unless you absolutely have to be out, we're asking everybody to please stay home tonight. But that drifting snow is the next thing that's going to come. And if you're out and about and you slip off the road, people who need to be helping us clear the roads are going to be diverted to helping you. So for all of our sake, we're just asking people to sit tight, let this pass. We hope by tomorrow night, by game time, this will be passed and we can get back out again.
Joni, there's so many different entities that are dealing with plowing our roads. Not to get into a whole conversation about consolidation tonight, but are you communicating, and how does that work? Do you communicate with state DOT, city, town, so everybody's on the same page?
Yes, we have calls that all the municipalities are on for the weather. We don't coordinate plowing as much as we probably could, and as you said, a conversation for another day. But when the game was scheduled to go on around the Carrier Dome, or at the Carrier Dome tonight, we did reach out to the city of Syracuse and offer county plows to get those roads cleared because we anticipated a higher volume. The city declined our offer, but now the game's been postponed. So we do communicate, and everybody taking care of their own roads is probably not the most efficient. But the county roads are pretty well cleared because, as I said, we've had a full force of 80 plow drivers out there. It's not going to be that way overnight, so be very careful until we're back up to full force again tomorrow morning.
All right, well, you stay safe and warm out there, and hopefully everybody will heed the warnings to stay home tonight.
Thank you, County Executive Joni Mahoney, giving us the latest on how the counties arrived at their decisions today.
Coming up on NBC3 News at 5:30, we continue to track that snowstorm for you tonight. How much we'll get by the end of it tomorrow night. We're going to break down some of the worst hit areas in central New York.
Not everybody got a snow day from work today. Some of us had to come in. So we'll tell you about some of the hardworking central New Yorkers who had to brave the storm so they could get their paycheck.
Then coming up new at 6 tonight, Governor Cuomo sending extra snowplows to central New York today to help out. We're going to take a look at how drivers are working to keep up with all the snowfall.
You're watching NBC3 News at 5:30 with Matt Mulcahy, Megan Coleman, Chief Meteorologist Wayne Mahar, and Sports with Nico Tamurian.
Welcome back to NBC3 News at 5:30.
Snow day for so many people, but others had to go to work.
That's right. We were here along with a lot of other people out there. Alex Ursula shows us how employees are trudging through the storm to collect their paychecks.
Winter is refusing to give way to spring. A typical drive we've been used to for weeks is now sloppy and slushy. Even with travel restrictions in effect, you'll still find people out in the storm.
I'm not looking forward to driving in this at all.
Holly Williams and her co-worker Samantha Sims are two of them. Cortland runs on Duncan, largely thanks to both of them. With only one other person on their shift, they don't really have the option of not coming in. If they miss work, they don't get paid.
Snow sucks. Everybody, I think, is complaining at this point. It's absurd.
Is it really an option to call out today?
I probably would have if I didn't need the money, but yeah, I slipped 4 times coming here.
Christopher Mehta owns a labeling company in Cortland. While he has a little more flexibility when it comes to opening or closing, he says shutting down for the 2-day duration of the storm is simply unrealistic.
It's detrimental to production.
So he compromised with his few employees and the companies he works with. He told his workers who live outside of Cortland to stay home for the day, and those who are right in the city came in for a half day.
But on the other hand, you have to do what you have to do. It's weather. You can't control it, no matter what part of the country you live in.
He also told UPS to avoid coming to pick up his products for the day, keeping everyone a little bit safer, even if it means some shipments might be a little bit late. Reporting from Cortland, I'm Alex Rusilla.
Everybody doing their part.
And thank goodness for Duncan on days like this.
And the UPS drivers, right, sometimes. In downtown Syracuse today, wicked weather greets the crew of the Broadway hit Wicked. Right. Unloading 13 semi-trucks filled with equipment. We were there as they moved the set and props into the Landmark Theater amid that snowstorm. Inside, you can see crews were hard at work putting the stage together for opening night.
We did about 8 trucks yesterday, so we're just finishing up getting everything done during the storm, which is great. But you know what? Nothing slows down here in Syracuse.
Wicked opens at the Landmark Theater tomorrow night. It runs through Sunday, March 26th. And despite the wicked weather, the show must go on.
Well, it wasn't easy for any of us to get around today, whether by car or foot, but how about using a wheelchair? That's what Deborah Duquette was doing on Syracuse's north side early this afternoon. Her son and grandson were walking along with her. They made it out to the store on Butternut Street, and they're trying to make it back home on James Street, but not easy to get there. How difficult is it to get around in this weather with the wheelchair?
It's a little hard, but not too bad.
Yeah? You're handling it pretty well?
Yeah.
Are you warm enough?
Yeah.
Am I holding you up?
Yeah.
Yeah, let her go, man.
Well, I know that's the thing. I was keeping her out in that snow. We asked if they needed some help to get home. They had a ways to go. Deborah and her son said no, they'll be okay. Still had a good mile to travel in this storm, and it was trying to navigate some of the hills that forced them to some of the side streets that made it tough.
That's one of the most memorable stories of the day for sure. Well, we want to see what your town looks like when the snow falls. Share your pictures with us using Burst. It's really easy to do. Just go to our mobile app, click on the See It, Send It section. You did that today.
Yeah, I did. Easy to use, and look at that. It's on the news. Still ahead tonight as our storm coverage continues. A look at live triple Doppler radar. This is for real tonight still. Chief Meteorologist Wayne Mahar lets us know how much more snow we can expect, say, by midnight tonight. And then what about when we're waking up in the morning? All those details when we come back. Well, as we keep following this winter storm, let's take a look live in New York City tonight, where they caught a bit of a break, if you can call it that. This is Times Square, obviously Broadway, and people still milling about. There's tourists in town, probably trying to get out and see what it looks like to have snow in New York, and some relatively light traffic for Manhattan.
It is the city that never sleeps, and they will keep on going there in Manhattan right now. Wayne's out on the weather deck, where it is still snowing here in the Syracuse and Central New York area. And Wayne, I see that you have your little ruler in there. What are we up to so far?
Well, we've got 11 inches right now, and it's still, obviously, it's a steady snow right now. Just backtrack. Let me tell you a little something about New York and what happened down there and how that relates to us here in Central New York, okay? The exact track of the storm, how many times have we talked about that over the past few days, okay? That exact track. The storm was just a few miles closer to the coast, which pushed enough warm air in that Staten Island and a good chunk of Long Island and even Central Park area, they ended up with the snow going over to a wintry mix. So you had 4 inches of snow Staten Island before they went over to rain, and then the upper Bronx area and Yonkers, that area, they had 12 to 14 inches of snow. So the storm was a little bit closer to the coast. That brought in just enough warm air for parts of New York City to go over to some rain. But you know what? As we talked about, the storm being closer, that moved the heavier snow area a little further northwest into parts of Central New York. That's why we have been getting, that's why we've upped our snowfall amounts during the day today, right here in the immediate Central New York area. See, it all has an effect, that exact storm track. Bottom line is, we're not done yet. Here's a look at what's going on right now. Check out the counties in dark red. That's your winter storm warning that is still up until 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. So like I say, we're not done yet. Here's the actual storm center that we've been talking about. And storm center now is out to the east of Long Island. And what's going to happen is this, okay? Number one, the snow that we've been getting today and still getting right now, that's the actual storm snow. And this is the back edge, the heavier band of snow on the western side of that storm that we're seeing that heavier snow. Norwich has already got more than 2 feet of snow. As the storm starts to move way out into the Gulf of Maine, our storm snow, the intensity is going to start to weaken a little bit overnight tonight, but we're still, through tomorrow, going to get wrap-around lighter snow from it. And then if that's not enough, eventually the wind's wrapping around the storm with a northwest wind. That's going to mean lake-enhanced and lake-effect snow. So the bottom line, again, is we're not done yet. We may double amounts that we've already seen. Here's a look at live triple Doppler radar brought to you by RomanoCars.com. You can see this area right here, this yellow. This is that heavy, moderate to heavy snow, 2 inches or more an hour. And pretty much as we said all along, we thought that the heaviest snow would be to the east and southeast of Syracuse. And that's the way it's been. That's the way it's still going to be overnight tonight through tomorrow. Okay, Futurecast for you. Here we are, 6 o'clock this evening right now. Obviously, we got a steady, moderate snow falling on us. Same thing at midnight tonight, but it's going to start to slowly slacken as we evolve into that wraparound snow. And then eventually, this whole area of snow is slowly going to shrink because we're going to evolve into some lake effect snow by later tomorrow night, and right on into Thursday before it finally ends. So, timeline for you, windblown snow tonight, new 4 to 8 inches in Syracuse, 6 to 12 inches east of Syracuse and 81. Snow, lake effect snow Wednesday night, and Thursday, okay? That'll produce another 5 to 10 inches of snow, Syracuse and Central New York, and certainly blowing and drifting problems. Still got a basketball game tomorrow night as far as we know. Here's what we're thinking. It's still going to be snow, but more in the way of some lighter snow or some lake effect snow showers. Still brisk, blustery, cold, and temperatures only upper teens to the lower 20s. And obviously, we'll leave you with this. Road conditions, you know, you shouldn't be traveling anyway, at least for tonight. They're going to be bad overnight tonight, and then slowly getting better later tomorrow night and Thursday. Here's a look outside. Stanley Law Sky Watch overlooking the city with a Stanley Law camera. Yes, we still got a steady, moderate snow in the city. And that's, don't forget about the Weather Authority app. Go to the App Store, search out CNY Central to download the Weather Authority app. That's the latest from the weather outside.
Thank you, Wayne. Coming up tonight at 6, Brett.
It's still coming down here in the northern parts of Onondaga County. We're at Route 31 and 11 in Cicero. Dump trucks, pickup trucks, and front-end loaders all trying to clear it away. A live report coming up.
And tough going out there as the snow keeps falling throughout the night. What DPW crews are doing to get ahead of it.